Hello everyone, how is it going? Here is Manuel and welcome to a new podcast video where I basically talk about some sort of argument that I come up sort of on the spot. In this case, not really. I already actually thought about it, but it came out sort of spontaneously. That's why I want to talk about it. So recently I've been on holidays, let's put it this way, and my holidays are basically traveling around for a while. In this case, 3 weeks. Decided to go in the southern part of Spain, and it was a incredible experience. And I usually go in hostels, and I end up meeting a ton of people. And well, meeting people, you notice a lot of things about yourself and about others too. I think I said it before. You can sort of, depending on how people react to what you say, you can sort of have a better understanding of yourself. You can sort of not use them, but you can think about them as sort of mirrors, and then look at who you are yourself. But in this case, the topic that I want to talk about is more related to something that I notice in others, and is sort of interesting development for me, in particular because I've been traveling for a while and I'm meeting people from old places, and I noticed an evolution or a change in some attitudes of people coming from a specific countries, and in particular from a particular country. And in fact, today's topic is Americans feeling ashamed of themselves, basically, which is something very peculiar. So let's go back. So my first ever trip was real trip was when I probably was 25 years old, and so probably 2014. And I do remember going to Naples first time in a hostel, and I met for the first time ever a person from the United States, and it was like, whoa, bruh, first time that I meet them. So I was like a little bit surprised, and the first thing that I noticed is that this guy super confident and everything. Okay, and then I keep traveling and keep meeting them, and that's one of their contradictions, is that they're super confident, and they're basically they grew up in that way. They have to be macho men all the time and things like that. Very clever, for sure. Now, and this has been going for a while. Like you would see them and you understand them. An interesting evolution was that a lot of Americans started to travel in Europe, and you would see people getting used to them, and also me. So at the beginning I was super surprised. At the end I was like, oh, another one going around with his super confidence and everything. It's like you get used to that, and that's okay. Now in this latest trip I noticed something very peculiar happen, is that I didn't met that many, but I remember a couple. Yeah. No, actually, probably I met like 5 or 6 of them, but I remember talking with a couple of them, and the first thing that they wanted to make sure of is that they were not like the other Americans, which struck me. Like, why would you do that? The first thing is obviously you ask the name, you ask the name to each other, you exchange it. Where are you from? I'm from Italy. I'm from United States, from Oregon, from Ohio, from Seattle, Washington. And then is like, yeah, by the way, the topic keeps going, and very shortly they're like, yeah, but don't worry, I'm not like the other Americans that show themselves and they make us like appear stupid. We are not. And for a while you're like, it's very confusing to hear that, because I don't think it's obvious that they feel ashamed of so many things that are coming up from there. And also probably they're not happy about the presidents that they had. It's obvious. They're like, oh no, Trump, blah, blah, blah. I didn't vote for him, or something like that. But in my opinion, it doesn't really matter what you believe, your political beliefs and everything. In particular, if you're on holidays, we are just forgetting about that, and we're just having fun and enjoying the time. It is just actually weird that you have to tell that you are not like the other stupid Americans. It's like me basically going around and say, yeah, my name is Manuel, I'm Italian, but don't worry, I'm not a mafia person. It's like, it doesn't come out. It's just like, I hope that the other person assumes that I am not a mafia person, that I'm not a criminal or any sort of things like that. So my impression is that the reason they're being so protective is because they have the impression that now out there people think Americans are stupid or are dumb, which is not true, by the way. And they have to make sure to separate them from the others. Now this obviously shows that in America people are extremely divided. And some people feel the immediate need to tell, I'm not like the others, I am the other group. And it really shows that there is something happening. Really, because division is not good, ever. It brings only more conflicts, internal conflicts. I really hope that things will get better and they can join them again with each other again. But you can see that people are very separated, at least from this very short impression that you have. There is in particular the story of one of these guys, and he had his own let's say way of doing things, which I'm like, okay, it's fine, no problem. Something that really impressed me is that we were basically in a bar, and no one had the mask on. So we are in COVID times right now, so people are supposed to have, depends, but they suggest to use masks to go around and do things. In a bar, you're supposed, I was not even sure. And then, but when you drink, obviously you cannot have the mask, you have to take it out. So that's why it's kind of pointless. People find it kind of pointless to wear a mask in the bar at all times. So this guy, the American guy, which was also not like the other American people, basically was like going from his seat, like imagine people going around, and no one had the mask on. This guy would just put the mask and go to the counter, and it's actually fine. But so we met him in the middle while he was walking, and I was like, man, you don't need to put the mask, no one has it, it's fine, you're gonna take it out anyway. And he's like, no, I'm not like the others Americans. I was like, Jesus, that's not the man. It went really exponential, very fast, immediately into politics, or not politics, but like into I am I am different than others. Because at the beginning, it might be something that feels lightheaded, but if you think about it a little bit more on why he's saying that and why he's acting as he does, it's pretty heavy, the reason. And so in the end, now if you remember what I said at the beginning of this podcast to now, you see this shift. The confidence is still there, but you have the shift of a person that was proud of basically being American to a person that is feeling more and more ashamed as the time goes by. I might understand that why, because stupid things are coming out from there, but I think a lot of it has to do with social media that let people speak out. And so if we look into any countries in the world, we'll probably find stupid people, but probably in America there is a much bigger land that, you know, can show us a little bit more what is happening there. But in the end, I'm sure all people in there are pretty clever, so no problem about that. And yeah, that was the topic, which I hope you find interesting, of this shifting cultural thinking. Like people are always the same, like the underlying cultural characteristic of very, very strong confidence and very strong American is there, but they sort of have to counteract some way this bad perception that they feel other people have. So they use it, instead of claiming themselves as I'm better than other countries, now they're better than other people in their own. So that's what I wanted to talk about. I hope that you liked this video, and if you did, please smash the like and subscribe. Thanks for listening to this. See you next time. Bye.